Oh, for those of you who are still left, I am so mad at my computer right now because I've tried to do this last section about 3 times, and so I've talked for about 10 minutes. This is probably like the 3rd time now, and so I'm really angry. But anyway, what I said in the very last clip was that it's not about comfort. It's not about comfort at all. Because I personally take comfort in the truth and nothing else. I mean, even if the truth is uncomfortable at first, I think it's always better to know the truth about situations and to accept it. I think that's a lot more comforting than just being in my own little fantasy world all the time and just believing things for the sake of believing them because they're more pleasant. Even if the truth is unpleasant at first, it's always more comforting to be in the truth than it is comforting to be in an illusion. So, that's just my own little personal take on things. Thing is, though, in this case, how can we really know the truth? We really can't. We cannot know the truth about this. So, is a belief in God really so delusional if we can't know the truth? That's sort of where I am. I don't really think it's that delusional. I don't think it's that irrational. I don't think it's crazy to believe in God. I think it's just as logical or illogical as to not believe in God, because we just don't know, do we? We don't know. And we can't know. There are a lot of things that haven't been answered. So many things. And the fact that there are still mysteries doesn't prove one way or another that God exists, of course, but I don't really think it necessarily makes a belief in a higher power a delusional sort of belief. So that's just my take on it. I could be wrong, I could be right. And, well, I don't really think it matters either way, personally, whether I'm right or wrong. I don't think it matters. So, anyway, I need to wrap this up. I've talked so much today, and I just want to go outside and ride my bike before I have to go to work. So, let me just sort of go through different sections, sort of in the table of contents, and then I'll comment a little bit about each chapter. I think that'd be a good thing to do. See, I could talk so much about this book because there's so many good points in here. There really are. And I could go on about it for a couple of hours if I wanted to, probably. But I've talked way enough already. So I'm just going to try to wrap this up now. Okay, so table of contents. Chapter 1 is a deeply religious non-believer. And in this chapter, Dawkins talks about the sort of Einsteinian religion, which kind of gives reverence to the mysteries in science and the mysteries of the universe that haven't been solved yet. And it's sort of the idea that you should have a deep respect for that and always be in deep awe of the mysteries. And, you know, at the same time, like Richard Dawkins sort of claims to be religious in this way, but at the same time not believe in a higher power. He sort of is just religious in the way that he is in awe of everything. And you know what? I respect that. I totally do. I'm not going to call anybody that believes something like that after really considering all the possibilities. If someone comes to the conclusion that they don't think that there is a God and they don't see a reason really to believe in God, I mean, I don't really see myself much of a reason to believe in God because, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. But okay, if someone decides to not believe in God, then if they do it on their own conviction, then okay. You know, who am I to come behind them and say, you gotta believe in God? I mean, no, why? So, Anyway, I totally respect Richard Dawkins. I think he's a genius. That's cool. He can believe that way if he wants to. I personally don't, but does it really matter? I mean, I don't think so. Here's the thing. I don't believe, if you're an atheist, that if God happens to exist, that he's going to throw you in hell for not believing in him. I think that if God exists, he probably has other things to worry about. If indeed a God exists that's like conscious and all that, I mean, I think he has better things to worry about than whether you believe in him or not. And I think he has better things to do than throw you in hell or something like that. I personally do not believe in hell, actually. So, I mean, it bugs me, like, if my friends tell me that I'm going to hell. Although, I mean, my friends, like my former religious friends, have no idea what I believe now. They just think that I'm still Christian, but that I'm not in their little religious sect. And they still, several of them still think I'm going to hell anyway. I mean, that bothers me only because, they're my friends. Or, I mean, I still consider them my friends. I don't really know what they think of me. I'll always think of them as my friends because I grew up with them and we shared so much. So, they're my friends. I don't know if I'm their friend, but whatever. Okay, maybe that's a bit of a delusional thought, but whatever. Whatever. That's a whole nother subject. I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, I don't believe in hell. Because, okay, here's the thing. I don't believe in hell. I don't think that hell exists. I can also, though, admit at the same time that since I can't prove whether it exists or whether it doesn't exist, there's a possibility that it does exist. But here's the thing. Let's just say, if it does exist, then how do we really know who's going there and who's not? Because, okay, for example, well, it's not really an example. The two main religions that really talk about hell are Christianity and Islam. The other major religions don't really talk about a place of burning fire and brimstone. Like, our Western idea of hell, kind of comes from like the Christian and the Islamic faiths. So, okay. So we have the Islamics over here on this side, or the Muslims. I always call them Islamics. That's so bad. The Muslims over here on this side. And then we have the Christians over here on this side. And the Muslims are saying, you're going to hell because you don't believe in Allah. And then the Christians are saying, you're going to hell because you don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God. And so it's just like this constant squabbling and pointing fingers and everybody saying, you're going to hell, no, you're going to hell, no, you're going to hell, no, you're going to hell. And at the same time, all these people are like pointing at everybody else who doesn't believe in things and saying, you're all going to hell because you don't believe anything, And I think that's really, really stupid because I don't think that hell even exists. I think it was made up. I think just like religion is made up by different people in different places, it all evolved in its own little way. So is hell. And so, yeah, I really don't believe in hell. I don't. And what's kind of hard about that is that since I don't believe in hell, it's really not very logical to believe in heaven either, is it? Because, like, both of those religions sort of talk about heaven, a place of paradise. If you're good, you go to heaven, and, you have a great time there. And but the only reason that I would believe in heaven and not believe in hell is because heaven is positive and hell is negative. Like, as humans, we tend to always want to believe that which is positive and push away all the negative thoughts. So that's not really very good to just believe something because it's positive. I'd rather just believe what I think is the truth or try to find what I think is the truth. How can I really know? I don't know, but I tend to not believe that there is a heaven either. So it's kind of a solemn thought, but so why even believe in God? I don't know. I mean, I don't really think there's much of a reason to believe or to not believe. I do kind of believe that there's some other force out there. That's all. And people can criticize me. Christians would criticize me. Atheists would criticize me. Everybody can criticize me. See if I care. I really don't care. I'm past that point in my life where I really care what people think about me. So I believe what I believe, and that's what I believe, and that's that. So anyway, okay. I could go through other points in this book. It's a really good book. If you want to read it, read it. It's wonderful. thank you, folks, for your time and for letting me, like, just kind of talk. Bye!